you're walking away not just from a ministry, but you're walking away from your job, so to speak. And so no money, no career beyond pastoring, which has already failed me. And I say that very, very sensitively because when I say fail me, I am referring to the fact that I have to walk away from this. And so and when I said no career, what I meant by that, and you're going to see in the book as I talk about pick up the pieces of your life and move on. And so when I talk about no career, I'm talking about the fact that I spent over nearly all of my life going to theological seminaries, studying to be a pastor, not just being one who just come on the scene, but theologically sound. And so walking away from that is also walking away from all the years of investment that you have made in yourself. And now you're thinking, how do I start again? Where do I go from here? So the feeling as if you will never come back is a bitter feeling to have. It leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. How do you pull yourself up and come back? And I know many of you are watching me and you're saying, wait a minute, I was in that situation, or I'm in that situation. Talk to me more about it, Pastor Oneil. Well, I want to pause long enough to say to you that we're going to touch on bits and pieces of this, and because we don't want to give away the entire book. We want you to go out and support it. But I want to also talk to somebody who, in this season, because I believe that this book was written in the right season. Why do I say that? Because look at what we're facing right now in our world. And so I believe that it was written in a time when it be able to minister to your situation, to my needs. Paul the Apostle always uses his experiences as a lesson to teach others how not to walk down the same path. And so it is therefore my intention to motivate and assist the next person whose life seems like it is driving you away from your happy place. Let me pause enough to say that this book is also driven from this woman of Nain, who lost her husband, lost her son, and now she's a widowed and motherless and have no sons. And so all her investment in helping her in her old age has now been depleted or gone. And now she's left to wonder, what am I going to do? But the book is going to talk about the process of moving away from what you know as your support stream. And now you feel like you're out in the deep with no bottom. We want to talk about, how do I get back on track? How do I pick myself up? And to help you connect with the right sources that will help you to rise again. It is only over then when you give up. And the purpose of this book is to help you not to give up. That's the purpose of this book. I've read so many books. For when I'm preaching, I have to go through books to get different thoughts on other people. But I'm telling you, not because I wrote this book, I'm telling you that this is a great book, because every time that I read it, I said to myself, did I really write this? Because it speaks to the inner man, it speaks to the outer man, and it speaks to my current reality. It speaks to my situation. And so when I say it's only over when you give up, I remember watching the movie Cool Runnings. Those Jamaican athletes who were never even supposed to be in a race of that kind, that were committed to defying the odds. And even with all the setbacks, with their car being a mess and not having all the right tool for the race, what they had was determination. They decided they are committed to the end. They may not have won, but you know what they did? They won the heart of the world. And today, that show, Cool Runnings, is a historic monument. And in the archives of any movie archives or library that you will go into. Because these men decided we may not have been fit to be here. But who tells us that we can't be here? If your mind is made up and if you're determined. So this book is also paralleling that, because there are people right now, you need something to motivate you. And that's what this is all about. This moment of your life is necessary. You said, Pastor, what do you mean? It is necessary because what you're going through right now, it's making you stronger than what you were yesterday. And so we want to show you how to stay on the path of being victorious and overcoming the aspects of your life. But understand that even though it's necessary, it's not permanent. It is not permanent. David was comfortable, I believe, being a shepherd. He never asked to be promoted, but promotion found him. Isn't that funny? It found him, even though he never thought about it, never wanted it. Some of you right now, you're in that position. You never asked for all of this publicity, but it found you. Dave was comfortable. He never asked for that. But what else found him was trouble and despair. He found himself running from the very kingdom that he was supposed to rule, that he was anointed to rule. I also want to piggyback off David's life in this book. And as you read the book, you're going to see how I take the lives of the men of the Bible and how I fit it into your life. Because sometimes we isolate, to be honest. Sometimes we think that the people in the Bible are far different from us, and that they have not faced what we're facing, and because they had a one-on-one encounter with God where they saw the inevitable, or should I say, the impossible happen, we think that cannot happen to us. I want to take this book to show you that you're no different. His situation was necessary but not permanent. Your situation is necessary but not permanent. Your trouble that you're going through is supposed to make you better, not bitter. So his struggle taught him how to be a strong king and how to handle adversity. And so this book is driving you to be the best king of your life, to be the best manager of your life. You are or may not be where you want to be today. But who tells you that it's not exactly where you're supposed to be? See, sometimes we look at the situation, but we do not look at the future. So where you are can be the springboard to where God is about to take you. It could be that which catapult you. So right now I'm dealing with the forward of this book, because I want to talk to you about what drove me to write this book. And that's where I'm at right now. And as we go through the weeks, we're going to get through the different topics and pointers. And as I said, don't expect me to give you the entire book. I want you to go and support it. I want you to go and get the book, not just for yourself, but get it for your family, get it for your friends, because it's going to be a great read. Now, back to the point that I was making is that you are being prepared to take on bigger challenges. And if you have no experience to fall back on, how will you get over what you will be facing sometimes in the future? You have to face challenges privately just so you can be prepared to fight battles publicly. The reason we fail publicly is because we have never succeeded privately. I want to take this book to show you how you can succeed, not just privately, but publicly. No one goes to war without training. I feel that somehow, and I'm not going to go forward to the limb to say that, but I feel that this could be a manual for somebody's life. It could be a textbook for somebody's life. Somebody who wants to know, how do I move from point A to point B? And then this can be that which you use as a stepping stone or as a reading guide as to how you're going to get there. So this should not be how the story ends. That your situation that was meant to break you actually did not break you. It made you. And so this should not be the end of your life. You are bigger than your failure, and it's your time to win. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the purpose of this book. And so for you to be able to get this book, hear me, to get this book, there are so many different ways. First of all, what I want you to do is I want you to first of all support this book. Support this book. And how do I do that, Pastor? Can you help me? It's already accepted by the publisher, and a lot of you already pre-order this book. However, I want you to support me getting to the final stage of the book. It's an expensive venture that we have taken on to get this book out, and it's all by faith. When I decided I was going to write this book based on the motivation of some of my friends, I never had the finances, never had the capital, never had this money set aside to do it. I did it by faith. I did it because I felt I have friends who are going to help me to push this. And so this is where you come in. You're going to touch lives by your support, not just this book. So I want you to be able to support it by donating to help the final product come through the publishing company by going to Cash App. And you can Cash App a donation to 201-966-8814. It's right there on the screen. Or you can Zelle at o'neillministries@yahoo.com. But if you said, Pastor, I want to purchase the book. Remember we had a pre-sale? Well, and we said after January it would have been $20. So the book is actually $20 now. So you can either purchase a book ahead of time, or you can say, you know what, Pastor, the Lord has touched my heart. I believe in this book, and I want to sponsor it. I want to invest in it. Man, you don't know what you'd have been doing. And so I'm asking all my friends, I'm asking everyone to step in and say, even if you did purchase the book before, I know you know some friends and family who you know that are going through some struggles, that this book can probably help. And I want you to go again and say, Pastor, I want to get 2 more of this book. I know some of you said to me, after the book comes out, I'm going to get mine. But the book cannot come out unless we have money to get it out. So this is where you come in. So I'm asking you to help me invest in this book and push it out and get this book on shelves and in different mediums of purchases of this book. So that's how you can support me getting this book, by going to Cash App, by going to Zelle, by buying it pre-sale for $20, or by saying, I want to sponsor this book. Maybe you said, you know what, Pastor, I want to send you $100 towards this book. I want to send you $200 towards this book because I feel it. I feel that this book will touch lives. You'll be making a great investment. There's one thing with me is that I manage people's finances for years, pastoring a church. Yours will not be squandered. It will go straight to the book. And that's the purpose of that. So we're gonna continue for a minute as we go on. So we just dealt with the forward of this book. What motivated me? What motivated me to write this book? What my intention is in this book? What I'm looking to accomplish with this book? So I'm going to lay 3 things out that I want to say. 1, I was motivated by what I went through and what I'm still going through. Every now and again, I have flashbacks. I've not arrived. I'm not perfect. I'm writing out of my reality. That's one thing motivated. Number 2 that motivated me is because I want to take my lessons, how I got over and help to go through my crisis, and see if I can help you who's going through yours, or maybe you can help a family member by supporting the book who's going through theirs. And the last reason for this book is because I want to make sure that each time that you find yourself on the road of procession to out of your happy place, that you can go back, pick up this book, dust it off and say, you know what, let me see how Pastor Oneil did this. And hopefully it can motivate you. So that is my motivation to write this book. It's not to get my name on a book. It's not to get rich. It's to help you. And that is the purpose of it. But let's move on into introducing this book. Let me say, life is a struggle. We all know that. It's a struggle. It can throw curveballs at you. It humbles you. It will attempt to break you down. And just when you think things are starting to look up, life has a way of smacking you back down with ruthless indifferences. If you have not been there, trust me, your time is coming. Now, I'm not wishing bad on you. I'm just saying it's life. Life was never meant to be easy. It can be a constant struggle, which creates highs and lows in your life. Man was created with an innate ability to handle difficult tasks. And we saw this by the task that was given to Adam when he was given the task to name the creatures and to manage God's creations. And so man's lack of ability to follow instruction led him to a lifetime of struggle. And that's what happened with Adam. Now, I'm saying this to say that we have entered, David said, a man born of woman, his days are full of trouble. And so life is a struggle. But the thing about the struggle is not that it's not coming, is that you've got to prepare how to handle it. And so the purpose of me writing this is to hopefully give you a manuscript, give you a manual that you can look back and say, how do I handle this part of my life? Now, I've dealt with topics on the Oneil effect about divorce and going through all of those stuff. And we look at ways and means you can get over divorce and how divorce is not final. That's in the book. We're going to talk about that in the book. But those are the things I'm talking about. You may have lost your job, lost your finances. Someone died from you from COVID, like this woman who lost her husband, lost her son. You may have lost your support stream. And you are here now where life is just beating you down. But life, see it as the fact that it is not a struggle. That it's a struggle, but you can overcome it. And that it was never meant to be easy. It is believed that two of the biggest struggle in having a successful life are discouragement and failure. And so again, two of the biggest struggle of having a successful life are discouragement and failure. I want to touch on that as I go on in the book. I'll talk about that some more as I go on in the book. However, it would not be healthy to focus on how everything is going to happen. Sometimes you got to let the next day surprise you. Not that you're going to be unprepared, but stop worrying about tomorrow. I want to show you in this book how not to worry. How not to worry. Because you cannot solve your problems by worrying about it. And that's what we're going to talk about as we go on in the coming weeks dealing with this book. Man, I'm excited about this. I'm looking forward to getting more into this book and dealing with you with these topics of helping you, and as they help me, how to overcome my pain, my struggle, my ups, my down, and so forth. So finally, as I wrap this up, let me wrap this up. I want to make a quote for one of my writers. He is livepurposefullynow.com. I want to quote from: many times when you feel the need to persevere, it is when you also feel the need to quit, because it seems like one thing after another just keeps pressing itself. Everyone experiences setbacks. The question that needs to be asked is, how much of it can you handle, and how quickly do you get over it before the next one strikes? Now, according to Miles Monroe, as I wrap this up, he says, you were designed to be distinctive, special, irreplaceable, and unique. So refuse to be normal. Go beyond average. Do not strive to be accepted. Rather strive to be yourself. Wow, what a way to end this, man. What a way to end this. That's a beautiful quote. How to end this. That's in that you can go back when you get this book and look at that quote. You can write it down, put it on over your bed head, carry it in your car. It's a good quote for me to end this with. So I want to say to you, we look forward to being with you on Tuesdays. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. And I hope something that I said from this book encourages you as we look forward to this great piece of work that God has placed in me to write. I believe it's inspirational. I believe that the anointing is on it, and I'm looking forward to support it. Again, Again, hear my heart. I want you to go out and get this book, pre-purchase this book so that I can get it finished through the publishing company. We need money to finish it. So I want you to either get it pre-sale for $20 or help me to be a investor in this book. You can invest in it by saying, Pastor Oneil, I want to donate towards this book. Some of you, you are my friend. You know me. You know my heart. You've been there for me. I'm asking you to come out and support and get this book out. Let me tell you, it's already accepted by the publishing company. They love it. I love it. Matter of fact, the publishing company says to me, we don't publish any books. We don't do that. We want to publish books that's going to make us look good as a publishing company because we got a name. They are 5-star rated. 5-star rated. It's not just on any company we send this book to. They're 5-star rated. And they said to me, we have accepted your book. They must have seen something in this book that made them say, we want to help you publish it. So I'm asking you to help me get this to the final stage of this book by going to Cash App 201-966-8814 or Zelle Oneil Ministries at yahoo.com and help me support this book. Please don't just hear me and not react. It's not going to help me. So I need you to react. We're looking forward to being back here next Tuesday and for your support. Have a blessed week, and may God continue to cover you. God bless you.